We should always have those little hidden secret mono acting in front of the mirror.
Things done, and I'd be the other side. I was like, no, you can't do this.
I'd already.
Excited, be like, oh, big models, Marc, and all these really,
I'd smile from the heart,
Yeah.
which is
On
wrong
habits.
for me.
I mean,
But
you don't have a side wing.
You are the talent. So, first question. Your journey as a show directors.
journey started for me started in '95, but I think it was way deep rooted before the '95 first show that we did. I think it had already started in school. I'd already been pushing her off. You know, we shared a room. My sister. This is my sister also. I'm business partner. So we used to share a room, and this is while Tanya must have been doing her own things and her own fair share of the same thing with her twin brother. She was very similar to me, apparently. So when I was in school, I used to just push her out, and the mirror was mine. She couldn't even get ready because I was so busy choreographing those 20 minutes, and I said, I just need 5 more minutes. And the mirror was so important because, you know, everything is, you know, you're counting beats and all. So I used to do a lot of dance choreography then. Then, of course, I graduated as fashion also started becoming a little more obvious to me. I started doing shows as well, solo, mono acting in front of the mirror, imagining different outfits, pulling out my clothes, reconstructing them, tying turbans, you know, doing insane things, picking jewelry which we used to get. My cousins who lived abroad. So I think we had a lot of influence. She was heavily into music those days. She would wait. There used to be one frequency which would come, and we would wait for that frequency, and we would align it and then record that music and wait for the latest music that you could hear. And then I met Tanya later on in school, and she was busy with her school stuff, and we had common friends and we loved hanging out. Then when we really started working was in college, when she was, I was in my second year and she was in her first year. We were 1 year apart, and Anisha joined a year later. So we were
2001 I joined.
yeah, so we were all in 1 year each, and that's when we met, and I took that damn seriously because there was a lot of money to be earned. So college was school also. I did a lot of shows for school, won quite a lot of awards, but it was not money. It was more bank, you know, things like Bank Club and couple of other really important ones. So the idea was to get all the trophies, which we did.
So idea
Being
was
a convent.
earning more money.
So many moments. So the main moment was, I think, doing something for college, where we first realized that it's very lucrative. And then in college itself, when I was almost out of college and Tanya was in her last year of college, we landed a show, which is very memorable till date. It was for the textile industry, which had just started expanding itself in Faridabad. And they were doing shows, and there was somebody we knew who was a coordinator who used to basically use young models for things,
So
and he
it
asked us.
was your first show.
That was our first show.
And she put all of us in the car, and we were the helpers.
Yeah, because
Me and my
really
friends.
Yeah, I mean, we need
We
to.
were,
There were no
we were
professional
yeah,
helpers
so
that
we were all
time.
helpers, and I can't tell you
there were
what
no
conditions we were
colleges,
working
there were
in.
no fashion colleges that
Yeah.
time. There was
it was quite
vocational
crazy.
studies, yes, but again, fashion was not really there. Maybe tailoring and all was there, but there was no fashion as such. So we had to take all our friends and family, and we managed doing backstage. Which I think that time also we got Rachna or someone on, and we managed pulling all our resources and doing this. But we had the guts because we had all the top models of the country in that show. With our first show, not knowing the proper sets, not knowing what backstage would be like, we put together our clothes ourselves. We took the textile and actually gave it out to different tailors. We had tailors that we knew, and we were used to getting our clothes made from. So some were given then. Some Tanya's mother was a fantastic tailor, so that also was given to her, you know, as a duty to do blouses. Then of course we converted lots into saris and drapes, and we were very experimental. Some of the models helped us as well. You know, some of the senior models saying, okay, we'll do the sari in this different way, and 5 of us can wear it like this and 5 of us can wear it like that. But guts was to have from Madhu Sapre to Nautica to Marc Robinson to that Milan Soman to, I mean, name it,
You
and they
had
were
a
there.
lot, yeah, you had all the
I
Yeah.
think each one.
You had
The
a-
top
I
model
mean,
of those
just the
times.
whole list was the top list, and a few of the Delhi ones who were the top ones. Our first show, we just landed ourselves like that.
And you were handling backstage. Or
I
music.
was helping her. I was a
Okay.
sister, so I was helping as a
Helping
sister.
with backstage, yeah.
I used to not be involved in her business. I only joined in 2001. I was a sister, and she like please, we need help. Can you and your friends
Those
come?
days, you won't believe
So
the
we were
lighting
also very
boards.
excited. We were like, oh, big models, Marc, and all these really, hot-looking people. So we were like, okay, come.
Anisha, do you remember
So
them?
we also were helping them backstage. We were very excited because even we've never seen
And
all
those
these models.
and those lighting boards, which were like
Yeah.
those big turbines. Have you ever seen it? Any of you know?
Not now.
There's
obviously.
massive turbines, which, well, not turbines actually. There are certain, they were just these levers that you were kind of winding and the lights were going down and coming up. It was quite cool.
So my
It still
fashion,
exists in very
Yes,
old
yes,
halls.
it's a generator handle, I think.
Yeah, and
Something
well,
like
yeah.
that.
So my fashion journey actually started with IMG. I used to work with IMG, and we started the first fashion week. They were a typed team, and all of us put fashion week together. So actually, I didn't start working with her. She was on the opposite side. So we had many fights then.
Yeah.
Because I used to be working with IMG, and she used to be a choreographer, and she used to keep pushing her way to get things done. And I would be the other side. I was like, no, you can't do this. So during the day, we used to not be sisters. We used to be fighting. And when we used to go back home, then we were sisters. So 2 years I did that. And then obviously...
It's always a war, no? Between
the-
production and
yeah.
what we want.
So then the progression was very easy for
Always
me to
pushing.
join them, because after 2 years, I was like, yeah. And then she's like, why don't you just join us? Because we need the help. And that's
We
how I
needed to
started with
expand,
them in
so-
2001, yeah.
So 1995 is when we started, basically, January.
It's almost
With
two
this
decades.
textile show, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been 27 years,
Yeah.
that we've been around our
Obviously,
company, yeah.
yes. And what about Tanya? Who
1990.
still is like Aparna Tanya, Appu Tanya.
Yes,
Some
of
people
course, she's very
do
much.
did call me Tanya till few weeks ago.
Even
and
I thought earlier.
can I tell you, I don't
Same.
correct it because it's like, okay, if you think I'm Tanya, I'm Tanya. So I don't have that ego, I'm okay. If you think I'm Tanya, I just want to get my job done. I want to do a good show. That's it. I don't correct the name a lot of times because it doesn't bother me. But yeah, so a lot of the people are like...
Preferred professionals will always be Aparna, Tanya, and Anisha.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it.
Most of them, they understand you are the Tanya. Frankly.
She does get called Tanya.
And a lot of times, obviously we are both Bahels. Now she's Bedi. No one even knows we are sisters. So I find it
Yeah.
really funny because first they call me Tanya, then they don't know we are sisters. So I just keep quiet to all. I just keep quiet. I'm like, okay. Like I said, I don't correct it because it doesn't bother
Good,
me.
it's better.
It's fun.
We should always have those little hidden secrets, no?
Yeah, I find it fun.
I believe earlier there was no concept of backstage manager or team.
No, there wasn't. It was limited. It was very
somebody
limited.
got the show
Even I knew
directors.
was not there. The designer
Yes.
had to do it apne aap,
Yeah,
pehle
so
se.
designer would get their own
They had to
team.
do it. Yeah, so that was all of
So yeah, slowly that's what I said. We all did stretch out, look for people. People volunteered, came in, said, "Come on, why don't you do this? You'd be good at this." And slowly, people found there was money in it, and teams came in to play. Also, then you see the shows got younger, more professional. Stages were more professional. Things were not being done last minute. Things were planned way in advance. And also, the difference was now you could do shows in 2 days as opposed to 5 days, 6
Exactly.
days, 3 days. There
So
was an
one of your
insane-
favorite show till now?
There are too many. But
Okay,
memorable, I'll have to name a few.
I have to say, I love the Nicobar launch that we did.
It was fantastic.
The launch of Nicobar brand, I think it was really beautiful. It was really organic.
It was very different.
Yeah, I think that was really one of... and then I think even...
Good Earth, for that matter.
yeah,
Good.
Good
Yeah,
Earth did
it
their
was.
show,
It
yeah.
was. It was a. It's etched itself in time.
Yeah.
Like there will be nothing like that, and there was nothing like that. Same with Nicobar, the way they opened and the way they did it. Then besides it, there are many memorable Gudda's show that we did where nobody had actually seen mapping on a building of that scale. We did that massive show, which was
I think that-
Lakme Fashion Week.
Lakme
2 years
Fashion
ago.
Week finale.
At-
Tarun Talyani did an all-white show and people weren't doing white shows with these swings and these crazy things which happen.
Worst show.
Worst show. Worst show has
I
to
know it's
be.
not many, it's one only.
Worst show has to be the one we did in
Tell me, Aparna.
the the one. There are two actually. One we did in Indore where we were literally chasing the client
Okay,
for
luckily I was
cash.
there.
We were literally taking out like 10,000, 5,000 and paying off my models. It was scary. There was one in Pakistan where we were marooned in Pakistan. We couldn't get our visas back because they had our passports. There was
Worst
some
experience
worst
ever.
experience
Never
ever. It
going
was
back.
frightening. And then there was we've had some fantastic ones in
No, but
Pakistan
the worst show
also.
was also the
Food.
one that we
I
just...
think food only.
No, but
Worst show
the
was the
food-
one when
everything
there was one side of the side wing was missing, which is quite recent.
Which is Jaipur.
6-7 years ago.
Jaipur, where
One
we had to
whole
literally
side
climb
wing
on the
was
console.
missing, and we were just like, okay,
And we've had a
worked so
few
many years.
where the models have fallen and it's been scary.
No, we
and
worked so many years. You really don't expect at this level
True.
to not have a
Yes.
side wing, So
Yeah.
we were just like up when we couldn't get over it. I was like, what do you mean you don't have a side wing? And we did the show like that. It
the
was so
show happened
embarrassing.
at 1 at night, one of the shows.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a 4 o'clock show. It happened at 1 at night.
Yeah,
Because
so
of the
that-
lack of
I think
whatever.
for me, that has to be by far the worst thing that
Yeah.
we've ever done. And of course, Pakistan takes the
Maybe where you broke your nose, I felt very bad for you. In Dubai, she broke her
Another
nose in one of the shows.
I ran into a glass pane and I broke my nose just before the show. Like
That was
20
very
minutes before
scary.
the show.
20 minutes before the show.
So
How
then
we
I
managed.
had to be rushed to a hospital because I was bleeding.
My God.
And luckily...
Luckily, there was a delay. The audience was delayed. So we got
So
like that
it
one.
was
hour.
same Pakistan one.
No,
that was
this is
Dubai.
Dubai.
So we've had a few scary ones.
Okay.
But overall, not really. You know, I find everything's an experience. And now when I look back, it's funny and it's fun.
So
I don't see anything as the worst anymore.
I think you have great experience doing shows outside of India.
Yes.
Pakistan, Dubai, and
Actually,
America.
Paris, we did Paris, London.
America, where?
America also, we've had to do some really funky things because some of those Indian shows that you do there, they're done with the thought of really selling. And then the ladies want to promote it. So they think they know the shows and then they come with their own helpers and it's... But, you know, those are experiences and they're fun. And I've enjoyed each one of those. And it teaches you to manage in any way possible.
Okay, your favorite designer? I mean, I should say, the coming generation, I should say.
Oh, coming generation. Favorite designer, that
Gaurav
way is very
Gupta.
difficult, because
In this
I have a
coming-
sweet spot
I know.
with so many of them and it's...
Okay,
and
coming
for there
generation,
is-
Gaurav Gupta, Sukedhi.
we love designers who are using...
Lovebirds.
We love designers who are using Indian fabrics and are making it modern and making it wearable anywhere in the world. And I own pieces of these designers and I'm able to wear it in many various ways. And they're Indian and they're woven and they're hand done and they're very cleverly engineered. And they have a shape and they have a size and they're, you know, it's not like you're wearing just challa clothes.
Right.
So I personally also enjoy these kind of designers. Honestly, I love Good Earth as well. I mean, I know they're not just designers, but I like their philosophy, how they do their things. There's a new brand
They've
called
got
Truana,
Flow.
which I really like. So there are a lot of new brands which I'm loving, and I think they have a great future. And then of course there's Rajesh Pratap, who you cannot forget because he's still pioneering in what he's doing and he's continuing to do that. And he's actually the way forward even in terms of how he utilizes cotton and what he's done for that. You know, how he utilizes denim and what he's done for that. So he really pays attention to
No,
that.
I would even say Nicobar, by the way. Aparna Chandra.
Of course,
Nicobar.
they are very...
Yeah.
But then if you're talking about... yes, of course.
I mean, you can't
Of course,
leave them out
you
of
can't
this.
leave them out.
Right.
But I'm
Because
saying...
what they've done for this industry...
But I'm saying like
Too.
Rajesh Pratap, and say followed by Suketu, followed by Gaurav Gupta, even Raw Mango to that extent. Look what the way he engineers his clothes. It's really, it's revolutionized the way we see Indian clothes today. You know, it's a very different way of seeing Indian clothes.
So now we're in a different era.
Yeah.
Earlier it was more physical live shows. Now
Yeah.
it's like more digital shows.
Yeah,
So the difference, I mean, I need to understand
there's a
from your
massive
words.
Oh my
difference.
God.
Massive.
It's huge.
It's
the
massive.
difference.
I mean, you have done so much digital movies earlier.
So some places I love because I'm more fond of digital. She's more fond of live. I'm not more fond of. Sorry,
You
that
wanna
I'll
say something
correct.
else, I think.
I think live is the way to go because you don't get the full feeling when you're on a digital thing. When I say full feeling, you know, there's a live model walking. Maybe she makes a mistake. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe the light. It's all part of the process, right? And the music, the lights, everything that you feel is here. In a digital show, most likely you're going to watch it on your small phone.
That's
Exactly.
true.
What's the
That's true.
experience?
Exactly.
What's the
No,
music?
so-
What's the experience? You're not if you're going to watch it on a screen, then I understand the experience. But here, who's going to watch an experience? You watch it at TV.
So if you say
Right.
show versus presentation, then
Obviously.
so a show should be live
Yeah.
because it is a show and it's supposed to be live. But if you talk about recorded shows, I prefer calling it a presentation then. And I enjoy that medium also because there's a lot you can do which you can't do in a live show. And there's a lot you can do in a live show which you can't do in digital. So there is a give and take, but the kind of angles I can get sometimes, it's quite phenomenal. I can completely turn your vision around to something else and take you to a space. But that's also more about the mood and the building. Show is a feeling.
Yeah,
So that's the
what I
difference.
meant.
I
Show is what
agree.
you're
I mean,
feeling then. It's a rush.
It's look and feel.
It's
Yeah.
look and feel, and yeah, there is you're present in that time.
Going to watch a show is always it's a feel.
It's a feeling,
Yeah.
yeah. Getting ready, being there, being the
Right.
designer, that common, just being, it is.
No, and
I
that's the
miss
whole
it.
thing, yeah.
I mean, I don't.
love it.
I'm dying for more, but yes, thank God we had a little bit of it right now. But I did miss it. like crazy.
So
I felt
pandemic
very.
versus work.
Sorry.
Pandemic versus work. Okay, so it was actually good in a sense because we were a little overworked and burnt out when the pandemic hit. We needed the break, but
I was
definitely
upset
work.
about the break,
But
but
we
it's
needed
been a
it.
boom.
Mm.
Yeah.
We just need to reset and calm down, and just.
Yeah.
So yeah, now
I'm
we're back.
reset.
Now
I'm
we are ready
reset.
to go for
Reset.
it again.
I'm pretty reset. I'm feeling like
Yeah, now we're
That's
ready
great,
for it
that's
again.
great.
Yeah,
I smile from the heart now.
yeah.
I'm back to smiling from the
So you
heart.
guys are doing some of campaign also, not only shows.
Yes. We
I've
did
seen
GJs
those.
recently,
Yes, yes. So I think we should talk about that also.
That was very exciting. That was a lot of fun. Um, so I got to do lots of things that I don't get to do in a show, which is just, making tableaus, making memorable moments,
Okay.
positioning, working with a photographer, which I used to love to do because I'm a makeup artist. When I started doing shows, I was also doing makeup. I had studied in London and come back. So I did it very seriously and I did it with very serious players. So there was no question about it not being serious. It was straight away, it was Bharat Prabhudo and Tarun Kewal. Straight away. Like, just as soon as I arrived because they loved my work and I was subtle. So,
I mean,
so
all
now,
good names. Straight.
all good names. So I was used to being with them behind the lens because they would say, okay, look at the lens, look at this. I mean, of course, it wasn't digital then, it was mostly photography. And then, of course, I ended up doing art films. So again, a lot of the bigger art film directors would get us behind. And I also did a little bit of choreography. Tanya would come in and we would also choreograph little sections with models, actually just do proper dance stuff because both of us are ex-dancers. So was missing that completely. So when the lockdown happened, I got a little taste of it. And when JJ's, I really got to do the whole thing because he handed it over in a plate. He said, okay, now I like all this. Now it's your baby. So from coordinating with the photographers to coordinating with the videographers to actually even seeing the sets to what the mood is, where the girl should be looking. It was lots of fun. I got to do a lot of different aspects of fashion which I wouldn't normally do on the show. So exciting. I think the product's also good. It's a little different from the market, whatever you can do at the end of the day. It is couture, you need to show clothes, but I think it still looks different. So I'm excited and there are a couple others coming up. And let's see how it goes.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
You both as a team.
I think we're good. We're yin and yang.
Yeah, I mean,
If I'm angry, she's cool. If she's angry, I'm cool. Yeah, I think you guys have experienced us. I think we've got that yin and yang going on.
Yeah.
It's bad cop, good cop,
yeah,
and
that's-
honestly, in any relationship for it to work, it has to be that way. It has to be, especially in our field, there are so many fragile egos. So if I've said something, Anisha has to pacify. Otherwise, we're going to be having a really rough day with somebody sulking. And that's not my intention mostly, nor is it hers when we're shouting. It's mostly about the good of the show.
Yeah, I think.
But it happens.
Disagreements are
So
only for that.
we've decided that we're going to be the good and bad and the ugly also, and yet do it together. So
I
that
think
there's no.
more you handling more technical part
Yeah.
most
So,
of the time, right?
look, she doesn't like interference in her work. So if she asks me, I say something. If she doesn't ask me, I let it go. Or then sometimes I come to her and I tell her in her ears or something separately.
That's not looking nice.
That Appu, I don't think we should do this. Or sometimes when we go upstairs or outside, whatever, we have 5 minutes, we discuss something and she's like, okay, I'm like, Appu, that's not working. She's like, okay. But usually I don't like to interfere because she knows what she's doing and if she wants something, she'll come to me.
Yeah.
So
And same with her.
Yeah.
And in fact with Tanya also, we all knew our departments then also and now also. Like I know once I've handed the music to her and she knows her cues, I do not interfere. I don't even get on the headset. I will not give her another cue because that is a no. No. And she likewise will not be shouting on the headset and telling the models what to do, never.
Yeah, because it's...
So it's clearly defined, so it's fine. It's very nice.
More you handling more human
Yeah,
part.
but the thing is that there are times when we have to switch completely or we have 2 shows at the same time. Then she becomes exactly like me,
So
and
I've done shows without her.
she's worse than me then.
I have,
Then she's worse than me.
Oh my god, I'm very
Then
bad.
she's shouting more than
Then
me.
I do shows alone without her, but I have done a few.
No, you have done
I'm
it.
very
But then
bad.
Once
I
with
think
me
I
also.
I'm very bad because then I've become that...
I think I've been used to taking that pressure on for many years, so I'm just used to it. It doesn't faze me so much. For her, she's used to taking another kind of pressure, so it phases that part would phase it more. And I would get phased with the technicals more.
So how
Like
you,
I'll be
how
little
you
more on top of
release
it and
your-
I'll be...
release your pressure during the show.
Our laughter with the models, going and chit-chatting, having a laugh with my team, we usually we are very friendly with our backstage teams and
With all
our,
our teams.
our lighting guys and our
Yeah.
music guys and our AV guys, and so we usually when we have time
Small
off we'll take 10
chitter-chatter,
minutes,
yeah.
we'll do chitter chatter,
And
we
food.
laugh. Food is a
Food.
big one.
Food
We
connects
love
us.
to, yeah.
We love eating, so that also takes
So
the pressure
when we
off.
have a break and we have a
Yeah.
good 1 hour, we'll just eat a nice
So
meal.
that takes the pressure off us
That
also.
that just puts you in another, and then you're talking about other things which are not related to the show. So yeah, that's the way. And then I'd sometimes meditate when I'm really stressed out. So I'll do some breathing techniques and all. And we usually do a prayer. I usually do Mrityunjay or 1 or 2 others that I'm very fond of, and I always do that so that I can remain very calm just before I enter the console. Because if I'm not calm, I'm going to be ruffling literally a coop full of hens or chickens or whatever. You know, it'll be like ruffling them, pushing yourself in and ruffling them.
So Aparna as a person,
Aparna as a person is, personally, I'm a very calm, very loving person. Yes, over the years, I have had to deal with aggression and I've fought it back with aggression. But that's not my true nature. It disturbs me. So I'm calm, I'm very loving, and I'm very, it annoys me to be mean and unproductively mean and unproductively negative with people. I myself can't sleep the next day. So I like to resolve things. So that is me as a person.
so same
Right.
question with you, Anisha.
Me, very simply put, I'm a perfectionist.
Apart from the music.
No, I mean, in life, I'm a perfectionist, honest, emotional, and punctual. Yeah, that's what I would like to say about me.
That's you, and then the favorite show part is difficult for you also, right?
It's very difficult.
It's
for
growing,
me.
no?
Yeah.
You keep growing, you keep changing.
Also, I believe, I don't know if Apu actually, which he will, we are as good as our last show. I
Yeah.
always take, that's my thing. Even
Yeah.
though we've done 27 years of work, I always look back as my last show. Whatever I did 10 days ago, that's my last reference point. You can't start thinking,
And then
oh my God,
and then we get
achieved
strict
it.
That's a
on
great
each other.
thought, I
That's
yeah.
the only
It's a
way
good
we
thing.
work.
we
That's
get
why I
then we
think
get very strict on each other and saying you just
our
that
last
was
show
not
is what
good.
our benchmark is. What did you do in your last show? Don't
Yeah.
think about all the 2000 shows you did before. Forget all of that.
And
What
then
did
we
you do last?
usually take it from there and
Yeah.
saying that was crap. Now what do we do to improve
that's
the
how
next one?
That's how we both think.
So we don't say, okay, we've done 20, wonderful, we have the capacity,
No,
which we
won't
do. We'll just say, okay, last time there were defaults, now we need to bridge
So
that
we
gap for
actually
the
sit
next
and
one.
discuss it. Even between shows, like if something is good, we actually sit and discuss, and many times after shows, we've
There's a-
actually gone upstairs to our room quietly and actually discussed it. What went wrong? Was there no energy? What did
Yeah,
we do
there's a
wrong? What went wrong? We like to discuss so that we...
There's a difference between being cocky and being confident.
Yeah, so we like to know
And we
that,
prefer being confident, not cocky. We never
Yeah,
want to be
because
cocky.
we know that things are not,
Therefore-
everything can't be 100 on 100,
And they're live shows and we're human.
Yeah.
And so is everyone else. And when you're doing a live show, a lot of live energies are going
Exactly.
on right there.
Yes.
Anything can happen, and you have to have that in your heart too. Forgive yourself as
So
well,
one
or
is
another
you're as
person.
good as your last shows. The second thing, our philosophy, I think both of ours, is God is in the detail.
Yeah.
So it's all about that. There are two things that we
Very
we
deep.
run
We like
our
to be
business
detailed.
or our
Perfect.
lives
I'm
with.
going to
These
follow
two.
both of them
These two.
from today only.
So that's it. That's the
any-
small, big and the small of it.
Any regret?
Not really.
No,
Not
No.
really.
I don't think so.
Regret, I don't regret. I
No.
don't regret anything in life.
No, we've taken it
I
on.
may regret
It didn't
eating too
work
many
out.
samosas.
Okay.
Or I may regret that. I do regret eating food, which is
All
wrong
habits.
for me. But
No, we don't have any regrets. You've
But
taken
no
it on knowing
regrets.
it. हो गया, गलती हो गई.
it's
चल,
okay.
Move ahead. हो गया.
I'm happy to
No
make
regrets.
mistakes because
Yeah.
when I don't, I can't learn.
No regrets.
And I'm made enough to learn and be there.
Yeah,
I
and
am.
we learn every time. We've still not stopped learning. Every
Yeah.
show we both learn
I was
something
just
else.
I just learned a little bit about the recording.
Yeah, I'm
So
every
happy
show and every
hear
experience
that.
of ours in this fashion industry, Aparna and me learn something and we try to incorporate it in the way we are doing our stuff. We
I
still
think in
learning.
any industry, especially when you're in a creative industry,
Right.
keep your eyes open, your ears open. Sometimes your nose, smell, sight, all of it is very important. You need to be sensitized. You need to be sensitive about
I mean,
things.
keep observing
When you're
everything.
sensitive, you'll realize so many subtle things will come in itself into your work.
So, your favorite show director?
Show directors.
Yeah.
But the one we both really like, one is a Kevin Cryer, which I'd said. I think they're New York based still, and the other one is Paris based, which is
Bureau Beta.
We
So
love
they
their work.
produce like really.
That is what I would like to do, and that's the kind of
really like-
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the kind of stuff I enjoy doing, also. And yeah, we probably we're not influenced in copying, influencing them, but I
I got
just
it, I got it.
influenced with the way their clarity of thought. There is
Any dream project, any show, any thought which you want to, make it happen?
I would love to do an iconic venue again with some 200 models and around water.
I don't know.
It sounds crazy. Big, iconic venue around water with 200 models. I would love to actually do one lovely show in Paris. Why not?
I would like to showcase India and it's all
In Paris, yeah. India and Paris.
One advice you want to
we'll-
give to your generation, new generation, or youngsters.
Um,
Somebody who's entering
Don't
maybe.
be scared to get your hands dirty. That's the new generation.
don't like to get
They
their hands
don't
dirty.
like.
Oh my God, don't like.
I mean,
Pick up a plate? No. Where's the kachra
Today,
wala?
Appu and me will do jharu pocha and pick up pots, and I'm not embarrassed to sit and clean the ramp in front of the whole audience because it's my show. I take ownership. But these new kids on the block, they have all these ego problems and all. I don't know where it comes from. Honestly, you have to be ready to get your hands dirty if you're in fashion. If you think you're just going to be it's really cool and all, no. There's a whole other side to it.
It's
Yeah.
not all glam.
Yeah.
It's a lot of getting your hands
Yeah.
dirty.
Exactly.
Besides that, you have to have multiple skills. Patience, time, all that is required. You have to have a lot of patience. You can't expect results immediately. And humble, There are so many people you're dealing with who already have very fragile egos. If you sit with your own ego up there, the job's finished. There's no space for one more ego to come in. So when you come in there, you have to look at it as Mother Nature, there's going to be lots of things going on, a lot of things will come at you, but there should be there's Zen Buddha in you, and you have to because you're looking after multiple departments. Like I said, if you come and you start fluttering and all the feathers are flying around, how will you create, how will it settle down? So you yourself need to be calm so that everybody around you is calm to a large extent.
Perfect.
It trickles down, no?
Good. Thank you.